everybody, welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thank you so much for stopping by today and hanging out with me. I'm going to do a brief introduction about the readings that I'm putting out for the beginning of August. It is going to incorporate the Venus retrograde in Leo that's going on right now, the super full moon in Aquarius that just happened on August 1st, and also this Lion's Gate portal energy, 8-8. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what these different times and energetic events mean to you as a spiritual energetic being. And as we go forward, I'm going to try to incorporate in my readings more of the astrological side of things, because they are useless to us if we don't know how to utilize these energies that come naturally because of the movement in the solar system with the planets. So with that said, Venus retrograde is in Leo. Now when a planet goes into retrograde, it's not really going backwards. It just appears to be going backwards to us. Retrogrades are about the RE, reevaluating, rethinking, reaffirming, returning, reassessing. It's where we go back and we look at things in the past and we possibly get a new perspective on what we experienced. So then we could use that lesson, that experience to move forward. All right. Now the super full moon in Aquarius. This is all about tensions building because this is the sun and the moon opposing each other. So the tension is going back and forth between the sun and the moon. Now for you that are new to tarot, the sun represents the masculine energy. That's the giving, the putting out the light. The moon is the feminine energy, not gender, feminine energy. That is the gravitational pull. So we've got the push, the pull, the yin, the yang. So right now the sun and the moon are opposing each other, and this tension, it may make us feel restless. It may make us feel uncomfortable. This is really telling us that we have some big changes coming here, some confusion, some chaos energy. So just like in Venus retrograde, it is not a really good time to make big decisions. Not about signing contracts, buying big items, about getting into new relationships, because the energies are so chaotic. The Venus retrograde does that in itself, but with the full moon, that's adding to that. So let's talk about very briefly the Lion's Gate portal, 8-8. And I just dug into this because I was really curious of what this all meant. So this comes from two different YouTube channels, Melanie Beckler and Jimmy from the Tarot Ship. The portal's peak is 8-8. It is open for 16 days every year, approximately from July 28th to August 12th. And what this means to you personally is that this is a doorway, an opportunity to enter into another experience. The eights are an infinity symbol. So we know that we have infinite possibilities, infinite potential for transformation and conscious awakening. And this Lion's Gate portal is amplified by the full moons during this period of time. So we've got the full moon in Aquarius that we just had. We have a new moon coming on the 16th, and we have another full moon at the end of the month. So this is where it falls between the summer solstice and the fall equinox, this Lion's Gate portal. And this is cosmic and plasma light that comes pouring in. It refers to a time band of accelerated energy activation and initiation. These portals happen outside of time and space. It is a powerful node point in the awakening of humanity. And this activating period happens when the sun is in Leo, Leo the lion. Now Venus retrograde is also in Leo, and this is directly associated with the star Sirius. It appears on the horizon in unison with the sun. Now the sun is our source of light and life force here on our physical plane that we call Earth. Now the star Sirius is often referred to as the spiritual sun, where there's an immense source of frequency on this spiritual plane. And Sirius and the sun, they kind of move in coherence. They're kind of dancing, illuminating the pathways for awakening and enlightenment of the souls on Earth that are now occupying a human vessel. our meat suit. So this Sirius star represents spiritual awakening, abundance, spiritual expansion, illumination. This is one of the most powerful times of the year because the veil is so thin, so the esoteric can be seen. It brings revelations. Union with the divine within this period of time is much more accessible. The gates are open within to receive expansion and activation through love. So we just open up with gratitude and tune in and release these old heavy energies. All right. And this is also about exploring synchronicities, moving through the universe, being able to see the signs that the universe gives us that informs our actions. We can be receiving intuitive hits during this time. It really is a ripe time for exploring your inner truth and gaining wisdom from your ancestors. An incoming wave of light and frequency serves to activate and awaken the consciousness of humanity. The light illuminates love and mind, and our light body is activated. Because we're a light, we're a spiritual, energetic being. This can reveal the stuff of past traumas, fears, and projections that humans tend to collect during our lives. The light triggers it to come up for release. You know, the key is to acknowledge and accept wherever you are. Welcome new awareness and love. See it for what it is, release it, and let it go. This is a powerful time of energetic reset. In ancient Egypt, Sirius was on the horizon, was seen as the new year for them. It was a time to laser focus in on their intentions and to look at patterns and habits that are playing out on our default ego system and evaluate whether or not those old patterns and beliefs are moving us forward into the trajectory that we want. So in my readings for August, I'm going to do an 8-card spread. We're going to look at the past, honoring the Venus retrograde in Leo, where we're reevaluating, rethinking, reaffirming, returning to things in the past. Next, we're going to pull 2 cards on what the super full moon energies in Aquarius are revealing, because the moon is all about revealing secrets, seeing things hidden underneath the surface. Next, we're going to look at the potential forward. The Lionsgate portal energy is a doorway. It's an opportunity to enter into another experience. So we're going to look at each zodiac sign and what the potential is for this Lionsgate portal. And finally, I'm going to pull 2 cards on what the universe says about all these different energies. August is a huge month for energies. All right, and I know this was a little extensive, but I wanted to give you some background, and I really wanted to start adding the astrology part to my readings, so bear with me as I kind of move into something a little new. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. If you dig my vibe and you are resonating with what you're hearing, please like, share, and subscribe, because this allows your energy get put into this community and the algorithms pick it up, and then other people are able to hear these messages. So in a way, it's you being able to do your part to add positivity and love and togetherness to our community, and we appreciate that oh so much. So let's get into the reading. All right, Gemini. So taking a brief look back, this Venus retrograde has us reevaluating or reassessing something in the past so we can see what we learned from it and then move forward with that knowledge gained. So right off the bat, we've got the Star card for you, Gemini. This is Major Arcana. This is miracles, wish fulfillment. This can be a card of healing, finding your soul's purpose. This is knowing that you were on the right path. Now, what's interesting about the Star card is that it only comes after a Tower. A Tower is where we hold our beliefs, our fears, and when the Tower comes crashing down, we're released from those things that held us in the Tower. It could be addictions, it could be family belief systems that no longer resonate with us. This could be a variety of things. But the Star comes out after a tower. So obviously, Gemini, in the past, you probably went through some type of difficult time, and the star says that now you've had some healing, right? You're on the right path. You're headed towards your soul's purpose. The Nine of Wands in the reverse is letting go of old stories, letting go of the old battles, letting go of control. This is about no longer being the story of the past, no longer being the victim, whereas we are the co-creators of our universe. And so if we pull ourselves out of that victim mode and look at any situations in the past as a lesson and something that happened for us instead of to us, then instead of being, tossed around at the whims of the universe, we're being a victim of it. Now we realize, oh my gosh, everything is happening for me. I learned that lesson through that pain and suffering, or I learned that lesson through that breakup, or I learned a lesson because of that job loss. Everything we go through has a lesson attached to it. So we're looking back and we're seeing what we can bring forward. And in the present, Gemini, we've got the super full moon, and the moon reveals things hidden below the surface, the secrets, the answers we don't have. All right, so for the present, the super full moon is revealing an Eight of Wands in the reverse. Now, this is a card of communication. It's fast energy about our passions and desires. But in the reverse, it means that nothing came in. There was no communication. There was no understanding in regards to something or someone. And the Death card in the reverse says that there was no new beginning, no transformation with somebody who may have been resistant to change, that someone who was clinging to the past, or you were clinging to the past, not wanting to move on from something. So this kind of falls in line with the Venus retrograde about having to let go of old stories and old battles, and maybe there's a time where we no longer felt it was healthy for us to communicate with somebody, or they felt it was no longer healthy for them to communicate with us. This being revealed of why this took place, maybe it's an understanding that will come to you about why you chose not to communicate with somebody. So that's a couple different ways to look at that. Let's keep going with the potential future. The Lionsgate energy portal is, as we talked about, is a doorway. It's an opportunity to enter into another experience. With the Two of Wands in the reverse, this is fear of the unknown, or fear of taking the next step, fear of getting stuck in the past. Two of Wands is normally upright, a card of choice, a fork in the road. But with it in the reverse, there wasn't a choice made, but now you have this opportunity. The Ten of Pentacles is joining together, sharing everything, building a life together, co-creating in the 3D. This can be, a business empire. This can be a business endeavor that you co-create with someone. And from what I see and what I'm gathering kind of by all these energies is that there may have been a situation that didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. Maybe there was some healing that needed to be done, and it was better not to communicate, so there was no transformation. And from what I can see is that whoever was in this fear of taking the next step, or fear of the unknown, fear of, repeating the past, the Ten of Pentacles says that this doorway, this energetic portal is open for you to step through and do things a little differently. To join together, to not be the victims of our past, to go after our wish fulfillment, to communicate our needs. Very interesting. All right, Gemini, so let's take a look at what the universe says about these powerful energies. What does the universe want you to know above all else? And we've got the Six of Wands, and that is riding to victory. That's having triumph over our growth, where we no longer live in the past and we no longer let those experiences affect our relationships going forward. We no longer let what happened in the past dictate what happens to our future. And the Ten of Swords in the reverse is, I didn't even read it, and it says exactly what I just said. It's having victory over what we perceived as devastating losses, being able to look at them as lessons instead of perceived failures. Nothing we go through in our life should be looked at as a failure. You have to put yourself in the category of, I'm a student, I'm a spiritual being, I have a human vessel, a meat suit, and I'm here to have these experiences and to learn these lessons. So everything is done for you. Every lesson is for you to grow and level up spiritually. It's not happening to you. You're not being punished for something. So this gives us, a renewed sense of hope. After Tower, we've got the star, we can see our wish fulfillment. And this is saying, the universe is saying, these energies can really bring you to another place of victory and triumph and hope by moving forward out of our past. Very interesting reading for you, Gemini. And if you enjoyed this and it resonated with you, liking, sharing, and subscribing helps that energy get to other people so they can learn the little lessons. I appreciate that so much, and I will see you guys at your next reading. Peace.